Hey, it's Jack from Jack 8 Lee Real Estate. Let's get into the Plymouth single-family home market for September 2023. And in August of this year, the average sales price for a single-family home in Plymouth was $640,000. That's actually down a little bit from July. July we were at $692, but as you can see, there is some monthly fluctuation in this number, and that's fairly normal. And the monthly fluctuation is actually exacerbated by the fact that we don't have as many sales as we used to pre-2020, right? We used to have a lot more sales volume, and as a result, the number on a monthly basis would be more accurate, or let me rephrase, more precise. Overall, it's a fairly strong number for sellers. But if it were to go down again and again over 2 or 3 months, then we would have a trend. Right now, it's just noise in the number. Sellers are getting 102% of their original list price, which is exactly the same number statewide. So if you want to buy a single-family home in Massachusetts or in Plymouth, you might want to bid just a little bit higher than the original list price because, on average, that's what sellers are getting. And they're getting that accepted offer in 22 days, which is just a teeny bit higher than the statewide average. I think the statewide average was 19, but just basically call it 3 weeks from when you put the house on the market till you get an offer that you accept. And you would usually close 4 to 6 weeks after that. And how many did we sell in August? 53 homes in the entire town. And that's been kind of steady for the last several months in the low 50s. That's not a lot of volume actually closing from an historic perspective. And of course, inventory remains tight. But I did notice one thing. We started the month on Friday, September 1st with 58 homes on the market. But Friday, September 1st was the beginning of Labor Day weekend. So what does the inventory look now that we're 10 or 11 days into September? Now we actually have, on the 11th, we actually have 73 homes. So a little bit of a bump up in inventory. And we also saw this on a statewide basis. Statewide took a big bump in inventory. That's curious. Are we starting to see the recession come in? Are those interest rates that spiked in mid to late August at 7.5%? Starting to play a role in buyers starting to pull back and like, whoa, I can't afford 7.5%. Now they did snag down or slide down to 7.1, and I think now they're at 7.25. But is that starting to eat away into a buyer's appetite for these prices? We'll have to keep an eye on that. Pending home sales went up again. This has been a trend since February of this year. We had 81 homes go pending in August. That's the highest number of pending home sales in Plymouth for basically 2 years, since September of 2021. All of this adds up to a seller's market. The seller's market continues. However, there do seem to be some concerns on the radar screen, so to speak, with the jobs market and also with interest rates, where things maybe the upward movement has stalled, or there are early indications that it may have stalled. We're going to have to keep a very close eye, but right now it remains a seller's market. Take, for instance, the heart of the market. I got a new chart I want to show you here. Watch this. It's not actually a chart, it's a table, but you get the idea. We had 53 sales in Plymouth last month. Half of those sales, 24 of those sales, were in the price range between $500,000 to $700,000. Sellers got 103% of their original list price in those price brackets. So from $500,000 to $600,000, there were 11 sales, and on average, sellers got 103%. From $600,000 to $700,000, there were 13 sales, and sellers got 103% of their original list price. That is a pro-seller market. But we remain concerned about a potential recession. That's obviously the Fed's policy to crush inflation with a recession. We'll keep a weather eye. All right, I'm Jack from Jack 8 Lee Real Estate. Have a great day.